Nzale.
Now, we begin tonight with the implementation of tough new containment measures in the 13 most infected counties, where a number of worshippers were arrested after raids on 9 churches that were flouting the safety protocols in Kericho County. In most other counties, places of worship remain shut, with clergy as faithful worshipped from home or following the sermons virtually. We begin our broadcast with our very own Dorcas Wangira.
Members of the Africa Gospel Church Kakiptui in Kericho, who turned up to worship, were arrested by police even before the service was complete. A woman among them fainted after she was forced to board the police vehicle, a situation that necessitated the Kericho OCS Asman Mohammed to make a detour to Kakiptui dispensary, where the woman received first aid before being discharged. The raids were conducted in 9 churches. But even as enforcement agencies swung into action in a bid to keep COVID-19 at bay, the manner in which the arrests were conducted and suspects ferried exposed the violators even more. The bungling of the people into this police van to the police station has also been a stark contradiction of enforcing COVID-19 protocols. For instance, no social distancing is observed in the police van. Police officers, as well as those arrested, hung precariously at the back of the van on the way to the police station. Church leaders now want the government to clearly define what suspension of congregational worship meant.
Vile tunatazama mambo hapa ni kwamba ukipatikana na kamera hata ukiwa watu wawili kanisani ni makosa, na ikienda njia hiyo kanisa itaelewa vibaya.
The church cannot be assumed. The laws of the church should be revised.
In spite of the public health guidelines to wash hands and wear masks boldly painted in a sign outside the Deliverance Church in Kisii, the church remained closed and loudly silent. At the Kisii Catholic Church, the Vicar General Father Polinalis Masese questioned the Ministry of Health's rationale to close churches.
The message was given by the Council of Governors, and yet we have the Interfaith Council whose members always give us guidelines.
But the Kisii Pentecostal Assemblies of God Church, pastors calling upon the government to revoke the suspension of physical and congregational worship. Kisii recorded 33 new infections, second highest after Nairobi.
As a church, it is not fair at all, because the matatus are working, people are in the market all over. People are meeting in various functions. In Trans Nzoia, it is the same script. Seats arranged to maintain social distancing remained empty. A Bible left to gather dust. No new case was recorded in Trans Nzoia in the last 24 hours.
Hata ni Jumapili, bar iko open, pombe inakunywa. Sisi tumeshukishwa, bar imepandishwa juu.
Mambo ya mtandao hapa ni wachache sana, lakini sisi kama hapa ingekuwa one-on-one is very effective kwetu.
In Kisumu, 6 police officers from the Nakuru Central Police Station were among dozens of revelers arrested last night at a bar for contravening curfew protocols and spent the night at Kondele Police Station. 24 new cases were recorded in Kisumu. In Kakamega, empty pews, closed doors, and deafening silences characterized churches that would have otherwise been open. The county recorded 6 new infections. In Busia, where 10 new infections were recorded, some worshippers trickled into church only to find that no services were being conducted. At the Joe Ministries Church, a service was held with a handful of worshippers in attendance.
Naibu wa Rais amesanya watu karibu 3 lakini kanisa tumeambiwa tufunge. So ninashindwa kuelewa ni kwa sababu gani.
This, even as Kenya's former envoy to Washington, D.C., Ambassador Dennis Daudi Afande, was laid to rest at his Matayo home in Busia. However, mourners and a section of family members were denied access to the funeral of the late former ambassador. Security personnel were deployed in and outside his Luanya village home, with some lamenting and requesting for access to the burial site.
Kwa nini wanatuzuia sisi kuingia kuona?
ni siku hii ndio siku yake ya mwisho ya kuambia Dennis kwaheri.
We even don't know whether it is the state that is actually burying our uncle or the family members.
Ndio hii tunatamani kumuona, hata tumuoni. Ulia sisi tunapenda kukula, tuleta ng'ombe jana iko ndani, hatujaona hata tutakula wapi.
In the last 24 hours, 283 new positive cases were recorded from a sample size of 3,452. The test positivity rate is 8.2%. 9 deaths all late have been recorded, bringing the fatalities to 3,456. Dorcas Wangira, Citizen TV, Nairobi.